Yep, that's how we rolling into week 5 with the recap with your boy Kiki. With Now We Talking Sports, and we just gonna jump right into it with our week 5 biggest upsets of the week for us. Now We Talking Sports with Kiki's biggest upset has gotta be the Bucks versus Seattle. The Buccaneers were a 3.5 point underdog going into the game, and it looked like Seattle was going to pull it out, up 7 points late in the fourth quarter. But surprise player of the year so far, Baker Mayfield, once again showed us he was a force to be reckoned with. He led his team to another last second winner. We'll get into the Bucks and all their success later on, because the Niners have got to go up to Raymond James Stadium to play them next week. We will bask in the glory of the Mayfield this week, coming back and beating the Seahawks. The Bucs scored late to tie the game up, but a boneheaded play by Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold led to a David linebacker interception late in the game with just seconds, and it led to another last second Bucks field goal. That's a theme for them all year. They are now 4-1, and like I said, next week's game against the Niners is probably going to be the game of the week. So that's going to be a good one to get ready for as we bounce to what we would say the league's biggest upset of the week, and that would have to go to the Denver Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagle game. The Broncos were a 4.5 point underdog going in, but they managed to go into Philly and hand the defending champs their first loss of the year. A late decision to go for it on for the 2-point conversion ultimately was the deciding factor. They added another late field goal to seal the game and, like I said, get the first defeat on the defending champs. So that was, big ups to the Broncos for showing up. I'm sure nobody had them winning except for the people in Denver, Colorado. So that was a monumental win for them this year, and it's always good when Philly loses. At least for us it is. Tied for the biggest upset of the week at 7.5 points was the New England Patriots going into Buffalo and giving the Bills their first loss of the season. A last-second field goal and some questionable time management down the stretch cost the Bills the game. I don't know why that guy decided to return the kick. Maybe he was trying to win the game, but he cost him 7 seconds there. And then Josh Allen, I don't know what he was thinking with no timeouts, throwing the ball where he did, ultimately ended the game and ended the undefeated season of any other teams that had that aspiration of going undefeated on the year. But the biggest point spread upset has got to go to the Cardinals-Titans game. The Titans were winless on the year, and the Cardinals they had their ups and downs. They lost 2 games on the year, but they were very close to the Niners, and they had the game. They were up 2 scores. They were about to score another touchdown when the running back, how you going to screw this one up? He said, hold my beer, because he sure as hell didn't hold the football long enough to cross the plane. Decided, hey, I've been in the league for 3 years. I got 3 touchdowns. I don't need the 4th. I'm just going to toss this one across, before I cross the goal line. I don't know what it is about people that can't hold on to the ball, but man, there's got to be some fines coming for this dude. But I hope that he doesn't get cut, because he needs to stay on the team so that he can not score more touchdowns for the opposing team, especially when they're a division foe like the Cardinals are. But he managed to screw that one up, and you thought, no, they're still up 2. So what they can still win this game. And you thought that even going in about 2 minutes to go and they intercept the ball from the Titans, you think, oh, there it is. It's got to be over there. Because what could happen? Oh, yeah. All you got to do is hold on to the ball and you pretty much have a guaranteed victory. But I said all you had to do was hold on to the ball. Because what do you think happened? That's right. The guy fumbled. And then it fumbled into the end zone nonetheless. The Titans picked it up and scored a touchdown. And then ultimately stopped them on a third down. They ended up scoring and winning the game. And I just can't believe, like, if you're a Cardinals fan, man, let me know how heart-wrenching that one was. But I mean, the Cards were a 7.5 point favorite going in that game. I can't imagine the odds were before the fumble into the end zone, but we were thankful for that the Cardinals somehow managed to mess that one up. But those are our picks for the week. Now we're going to run down the scores of the weekend and the standings as we end with, the crazy Monday night game. The Vikings go into London and beat the Browns late in the game. The Colts beat down the Raiders massively. What is up, Raider fans? Texans beat a Lamar Jackson-less Ravens. Ravens are really struggling this year. The Saints beat down a horrible Giants team. I don't know if Dart's your man, but stop. I don't know. Figure something out, Giants. Panthers beat down a Tyreek Hill-less Dolphins team. And despite another good showing by Justin Fields, the Jets get whooped on by the Cowboys. Lions beat up on a Joe Burrow-less Bengals squad. And what's up with the Chargers as their woes continue as they fall to the Commanders at home? And then, like I said, the Pats did beat the Bills for the first time this year. So there are no undefeated teams left in the league. The Miami Dolphins can pop their champagne bottle and know that they're still the only team to ever go through a season undefeated and win the Super Bowl. Now to the Monday night game, and boy, did it live up to the hype and more as the defending AFC champs let another winnable game slip away. They dominated the first half, but a late Trevor Lawrence TD made it just a one-score game at 14-7 going into halftime. Coming out in the second half, Trevor Lawrence scrambled for a touchdown to tie the game up, and after an impressive drive to come back down the field and to what it looked like a Chiefs lead turned into the play of the game and maybe play of the year. Devin Lloyd returned to Patrick Mahomes 99 yards, and a 14-point swing is complete just like that. But like a great champ that Pat Mahomes is, he brings his team back and are within 30 seconds from potentially turning around this season. But Trevor Lawrence had other plans, and somehow he managed to not get sacked. As his feet get tangled up with his offensive line, he gets off the deck and somehow scrambles, scores the game-winning touchdown to bring this upstart Jags team to a league best 4-1. The Jags are really the surprise team of the year. Their defense is stacked. They are performing great, and Trevor Lawrence is an early MVP candidate. So look out for the upstart Jags as they are coming this year. Time for your Week 5 Plays of the Week, and we start with a great TD by Lions Brock Wright to help Detroit in the victory over the Bengals. A 52-yard game-winning field goal for the upset win over the Bills. A fantastic Jamar Chase touchdown despite losing to the Lions. The catch was dope as they come. The Colts can do no wrong as Anthony catches his own pass, Pickens is really gelling with Dax as he scores a silly touchdown from deep. Sam Darnold somehow escapes to drop this dime. At the time, we thought it was a game winner. In London, Carson Wentz drops a game winner on the Browns. Rashid Shaheed shows his wheels as he goes deep for this 87-yard bomb in New Orleans as they beat New York. Marvin Harrison Jr. would be proud of this play by his son as he pulls in this dime from Kyler Murray, but the Titans stun the Cards late in this one. As a toe tap was a thing of beauty for this one. Back in New York, it was just insane as the Saints steal the victory with a scoop and score. Drama in LA as the Niners force a goal line fumble to beat LA in LA. Just punched it out. A thing of beauty, if you ask me as a Niner fan. Like I said, possible play of the year as Lloyd takes it 99 yards on a Pat Mahomes potential score, but no. And more from this game. This had crazy sequence of events leads to the most improbable touchdown of the year as the Titans fall the ball in the end zone to score after the Cards intercept the pass. Crazy play. And speaking of crazy play, this Trevor Lawrence touchdown had to be play of the week because with it all on the line, he came up really big, helped the Jags become the best team in the AFC and possibly the league. And there you have it, the breakdown of NFL Week 5. We now have our Power 5 teams in the league. After Week 5, we have the Jaguars at number 1 because if I have the Niners at number 2, they gotta be number 1 because they beat the Niners. They can't be above the Jags, even though the Niners are my favorite team. So, and third, we got the Bucks, followed by the Eagles and the Bills to round out our top 5 teams in the NFL, determined by me, Kiki, for Now We Talkin' Sports. And we appreciate you tuning in to our weekly recap. How did your favorite team do? What did we get wrong? Let us know by liking, commenting down below, and hopefully subscribing if you like the content that we provide. We provide weekly updates on our San Francisco 49ers, and we also do a recap of the league and try to run down what's going on, the top everything or the bottom lows if that's what's going on this week. Catch us next week as we will be live in Tampa Bay for the game of the week between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and our 5-time Super Bowl champion San Francisco 49ers. We'll be all week in Tampa doing our reviews from Raymond James Stadium as we prepare to face off against the Bucks, and as I'm calling it, the game of the week. But catch us all week there as we talk about all key matchups on the week. We talk about what's going on in the league, and of course, we talk about our 49ers. So thanks again for joining us on our Week 5 recap, and we will see you next time at Now We Talkin' Sports with your boy Kiki.